Sports Snippets, Dennis Sullivan here, Monday night, the 6th of September. Hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. Part of my Labor Day weekend was having my head-to-head league fantasy football draft. Want to share that with you right now, how I did. Of course, you could tell me, leave a comment below once I get into my picks. This may help you as well if your league is drafting over the next few days, because we still have a couple of days left before the official kickoff to the 2021 NFL season Thursday night, which is the 9th of September, Kansas City Chiefs, Dallas Cowboys. So guys, I went into this draft thinking, I'll do my best. I had my strategy, as I'm sure you have as well, or have had, if you've had your draft already, you had as well. And I went in thinking, my basic idea was, well, of course, running backs are going to be huge this year, which was the case. In my league, though, quarterbacks were starting to go a little earlier than I thought. Didn't throw me off too much, but as you'll see in a minute when I start sharing my picks with you, I almost got blindsided by it. I still did okay. Now, please note, in my league, there's 2 quarterback spots. So it's a regular roster setup, but we start 2 quarterbacks. Okay. First and foremost, I would go in, and I don't know what pick I have to start, which is the case every year, until 30 minutes before the draft. I would discover I had the 3rd pick in the first round. This is a 10-team league. So I was pretty happy with that. I mean, I was certainly happy with that. And was a little bit surprised to find out that Derrick Henry would be the first player selected in my draft, round 1, pick 1, and Patrick Mahomes would go second. Both are great players. Would love to have either one of them on my team. But this meant one thing and one thing only to me, and that was both Christian McCaffrey and Dalvin Cook were still available, and I was very excited with that. With that, I knew could only get one or the other, but I was very excited with that whole breakdown. I would take Christian McCaffrey with my first pick, number 3 in the first round, and then Cook went right after him. Surprise, surprise. Then the quarterbacks started to follow Mahomes. Dak Prescott went 5th overall. Josh Allen, no big surprise, went 7th overall in the draft. And Aaron Rodgers went 10th. Okay, Russell Wilson would go 14th. So as you can see, the quarterbacks were starting to fly off the board. Justin Herbert went 17th overall. So with pick 3 in the first round, of course it reverses for the second round, right? So I would have the 7th, or make that the 8th pick of the second round, or 18 overall. And with that pick, and I'll speed it up a little for you guys on how the rest of my draft went, but I wanted to give you a little background as far as how the league was picking and this, that, and the other. I was very happy to select, without any question, this was a no-brainer for me. You could agree with this, you could disagree. I would select Travis Kelce, 18th overall, second round pick for my team. Had absolutely no problem in doing that. None at all. I was just sitting there patiently, hoping he'd still be available, and he was. Then it got interesting. In the third round, as the 23rd pick overall, I would select running back Najee Harris, Pittsburgh, the rookie. Was happy with that pick. Could have taken Austin Eckler. They were both available in that spot. Again, 23 overall. Then I'm looking at the quarterbacks, and I'm like, I got to get a little serious here with quarterbacks. My strategy going in was, if I can't get one of the top 2 or 3, I would hold off. And that's exactly what I did. Took a little bit of a risk, but hey, you got to do these things. I would select in the 4th round, pick 38 overall, Matthew Stafford. I kind of like the idea that he's with the Rams now. Change his scenery. I think this is going to help him. I don't know if he's going to have a monster year. I mean, that's saying a lot, but I think he'll at least have a good year for the Rams. My 5th round selection was Terry McLaurin, wide receiver, Washington, and that was pick 43 overall. I like him. And believe it or not, I also like him playing with Ryan Fitzpatrick, who can certainly get the ball down the field and get it to a guy like Mclaren, who is seems more like a mid-range type receiver in terms of how his patterns and things of that nature. He can go deep as well, and Fitzpatrick could still find his wide receivers down the field, no doubt. Pick 6. Now remember, 2-quarterback league, as I mentioned. I would take Joe Burrow. That was also a little bit of a difficult one. There were some other players available at that time, but I would take Joe Burrow, 58th overall. I was happy with that. I did take some Bengals. I'm not a Bengals fan necessarily. I guess I see the potential in this team. My 7th round pick was T. Higgins, wide receiver, Cincinnati, 63rd overall. Then, because the guy was around, who knows how he's going to do, guys. My 8th round pick, he slipped a little, though, in our draft. Mike Davis, Atlanta Falcons running back. I've kind of heard mixed reviews about his fantasy value this year. I mean, if he's the go-to guy, why not? Atlanta should at least move the ball down the field with Mr. Matt Ryan as quarterback. They should have a decent offense, I would think. Then I would go back with my 3rd Bengal. I didn't plan this out. Tyler Boyd was still available. And would take him in the 9th round, and Robbie Anderson, wide receiver, Carolina, in the 10th round. So I'm going to have a dilemma when I look at my roster. Do I start Robbie Anderson or Tyler Boyd of the Bengals? Robbie Anderson in Carolina, Tyler Boyd, Cincinnati Bengals. Comment below, who do you start? I did an online check. It told me to start Tyler Boyd, but I'm a little tempted to start Robbie Anderson. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Odell Beckham definitely slipped in our draft because of the questionable health situation going in, but he seems to be active. I mean, there's a lot of upside potential in a guy like Odell Beckham. We know he's super talented. He was still around in the 11th round, guys. I picked him up. 12th round, A.J. Dillon, Green Bay. So then I went more for in the 12th and 13th round, build my running back group, because I may need these guys down the road when injuries set in, or if they set in, or roles increase. And then in the 13th round, so 12th round, A.J. Dillon, 13th round, Leonard Fournette was still out there. He's in a timeshare situation, but we remember the postseason last year. He was the go-to guy. Leonard Fournette's a good player. I was happy to get him in the 13th round. Then because remember, we have 2 quarterbacks starting, so I had to get a backup technically. My 3rd quarterback was happy to take Ryan Fitzpatrick, Washington football team. Was happy to take him in the 14th round. And then Rob Gronkowski, my backup tight end. Why not? Rob Gronkowski in the 15th round. And then the Kansas City Chiefs defense I took. They were still available. And my kicker is Brandon McManus. He's supposed to have a strong leg for the Denver Broncos. So let me know what you think, guys. That's how it that's how it did break down. I'll say this. I'm looking out at the overall picks, for the league. I was a little bit surprised that Tyreek Hill slipped to 15th overall. I think that was a good pick. I would have taken him probably ahead of a few of the players that were selected. Again, as mentioned, I was surprised that the quarterbacks were going quickly off the board. Stephon Diggs didn't get picked until 20th overall in my draft. Lamar Jackson was 21st overall. Just to give you an idea, I was looking really close at Jonathan Taylor. He went 22nd overall. I had the 23rd overall pick in the 3rd round. I would have taken Taylor, but someone got to him right before me. So I took Najee Harris. But I like rookie running backs too. I've had good success with them in the years past. So guys, and don't shy away from the rookies. If you believe in them, you think they're good players, and they're just as importantly, or maybe even more importantly, they're going to be a big part of their offense, of the team's offense. don't shy away from these rookies. I mean, a lot of them have done well over the years in fantasy football, guys. So you just have to, it's a little bit tricky though. You just have to pick the right one. So leave me a comment. Go ahead, hit the thumbs up. And this is Dennis Sullivan saying I'll see you very soon. Let me know who you drafted, and we'll catch up again. Bye for now.